Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. It is time once again for another edition of Mailbag Monday, and let's get right into it. Lots of great questions to get to. Tom wants to know, when does it stop being partly cloudy and start being partly sunny? And this is something that I turn to some of my friends in the weather world, specifically the meteorologist Ashley Smith, who's on News 3 this morning with me every day, and also went to the National Weather Service to get some clarification as well. But basically, they agree that it's kind of about perspective, but also the National Weather Service defines it as partly cloudy, being between 3/8 and 5/8 of the sky is covered by clouds. Partly sunny, also between 3/8 and 5/8 of the sky is covered by clouds, but the term partly sunny is used only during daylight hours. Ken wants to know, why does it seem that the 6 and 10 o'clock anchor position seem to be the dream news position? Do you ever strive for that, or are you happy being the best morning news anchor? Thank you, Ken, for the compliment. I am not the best morning news anchor, but I do appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, I do anchor a morning newscast in Southern Illinois, and I've been doing that for the last 10 years. And I'm happy where I'm at. I am more than happy. I love my job. I love the being able to do what I do on a daily basis. And I wouldn't change that unless I could change the start time to maybe being 9 a.m., but I know that's not going to happen. But for those of you who maybe don't know, I get up at 1:30 every morning to be to work before 2 o'clock. And but the good thing about that is I'm home usually by 11:15, 11:30 every day, which allows me to get my kids from school, be able to participate in their after-school activities, and get them to the things that they need to be to in the evenings as well. So that schedule works out well for my family. So I don't covet that evening anchor position that my colleagues have. And some people ask, why is the evenings the dream job? I think it is partly that way because, honestly, more people are watching in the evenings. The morning show has a very in and out kind of audience. We're on for 2 hours, and they're not all sitting there that whole 2 hours watching. They're sometimes listening, so they're not always tuned in and watching every move that we're making. Whereas in the evenings, people more sit down and watch that program. So I think there are more eyes. I know that there are more eyes on the evenings, but I'm having a heck of a lot of fun doing the morning show, and I wouldn't change that for anything. 10 years in August it'll be, so I am thankful and grateful for the people who have put me in that position and for the people who have kept me in that position, namely the viewers being supportive through the years, and of course my bosses as well. So thank you to everyone who has made my dream of doing the news come possible. And a wrestling related question from Jason. He wants to know if I could pick 4 wrestlers, one each from TNA, WWE, ROH, and Chikara, to be in a fatal 4-way and win a title. The title, he says. Who would I pick to win, and who would I pick to be in it? For me, the 4 wrestlers I would pick, and I'm not going to go with the traditional all champions picks here, because obviously there are some great champions out there right now. But I would go with WWE Dolph Ziggler, who I still think is probably one of the most underrated guys in the business today, especially in WWE. I really feel like they kind of dropped the ball with him last year. They obviously have their reasons, and I don't know exactly what those are, but it is what it is. TNA, honestly, I don't watch a whole lot of, and I'm sorry for that. I'm going to pick their current champion, Eric Young, though, because I do know his style and I know what he's about, and I would pick him to be my TNA representative. ROH would be Kevin Steen. I really like him. He's a non-traditional, I say non-traditional, he's not that cookie cutter mold of the typical wrestler that you normally see on WWE or TNA for that matter. So he would be my kind of out there pick. And from Chikara, I would pick Mr. Touchdown. One of my favorite wrestlers overall, not just in Chikara, but one of my favorite guys to watch. He's had a lot of success in Chikara and in some of the other independents out there. So those 4 going at it, I think would be pretty epic. And I would pick Mr. Touchdown to win it all. I think that he is really got a lot of things ahead of him, a great future, a lot of potential. Obviously, all 4 of these individuals do, but for me, from my perspective, I would go with Mr. Touchdown. So thank you guys all so much for weighing in, asking your questions. Don't forget to subscribe to this video and be sure to share it as well. Thanks for watching my Watching Presents.